It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watched, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
I'm Isabelle.
Last night we watched episode 5 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 5. The show aired on Tuesday, December 16th, 2014. Here's what we thought.
We start off with Yolanda kind of giving us a little bit of an explanation about what happened with Bella.
Yes.
Okay.
We find out a little bit more.
This is Yolanda's explanation. She had a glass of wine and decided to go to the gas station. Do you think that's a story you just kind of tell your parents because you don't want to really go there and tell them exactly what happened?
Well, how old is Bella? She's what, 18? Almost 18?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay, because she's going to college anyway. So,
Yeah.
you know, she's done with high school. It's possible. Grant, I don't know that culture very well with regards to living in Malibu, having all that money and access to it. I think it might have been more than a glass of wine, but, you know, she probably got drunker faster.
Yeah.
Because you and I would have a glass of wine and there's no problem with driving afterwards. But at her age...
I would have like a fourth of a glass of wine. And probably not drive.
Well, you know, she probably, I mean, and probably it was a really big glass of wine.
Yeah.
So, and it got filled up all the way to the top. So it's really not just one, but it might have been 2 or 3.
Yeah.
There's just so much we can conjecture about it.
We can speculate all we want. But just seeing Yolanda like that was seriously breaking my heart.
Oh, I felt so bad for her. It's gotta be tough, you know?
She's
you want to...
through the realization that her kids are now making kind of choices on their own that have huge consequences.
No, it's true. But she's right. You know, she can't control her kids anymore. Or, you know, once they reach a certain age, you just kind of have to let the kid do, you know, find their own way, make their mistakes, and learn from them.
Totally. And some mistakes have bigger consequences than others.
Yeah.
I just know what I did in high school and just getting out of high school, and I swear my mom went gray in her teens as a result.
Oh. Liz, you're going to have to tell me a little bit more about this.
Yeah, coffee dish. Eileen, what did you think of her whole thing about going back to work and fighting with her husband because they were home around each other too much?
You know, I think she framed it as the fact that it was just more about money and keeping up with the lifestyle that they've become accustomed to in that sense. Yeah. So, sure, I can kind of see that. And it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that is an issue that lots of couples fight about. Yeah. So,
most people have dual income. Right? Especially in Southern California. We are not able to survive too well unless you're making the big bucks.
Well, and it all depends on what kind of lifestyle you're leading. I mean, do you have the glamorous cars, the big house, all these extravagant trips?
That's true.
There are ways to kind of work around it.
Yeah.
So I decided to look up who Vince Van Patten is. I'm thinking, okay, let me see some pictures of him, get an idea of... I didn't know his dad was Dick Van Patten from 8 is Enough.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that show.
You do? Yes. What were you, 2 when you watched it? Please.
No.
Okay, so Lisa gets her star on the Walk of Stars in Palm Springs. Now, did you know about this? There's a Walk of Stars?
I had heard of it.
Really? I have never heard of this.
I think I heard about it on My Life on the D List.
Oh, Kathy Griffin.
She was in Palm Springs for something to do with this Walk of Stars or whatever it's called. She was introducing someone. Kathy was, yeah. So I was aware of it. And then now it's come up again with Lisa going to her Palm Springs. I didn't realize she and Ken had a house out there.
I don't know if it was their house or they rent that particular house, but it was.
Well, she did say something like, it's nice to have a home away from home kind of thing.
I know.
Well, I don't know. Regardless, they've got the money to buy up real estate everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, but nothing is beautiful enough to get me into 115 degrees. No, thank you.
Well, it's a dry heat.
Whatever. 115? I would internally combust.
Can I just ask you about Lisa's luggage when it showed her, you know, closing it? What, she has white luggage, right?
Because I'm thinking her whole thing, her whole house and the whole vibe is just white furniture. How could you
the Villa Blanca
white luggage white? I can't even wear a white shirt without getting something on it 10 seconds after I put it on.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought, how does she keep that clean? But here we go again.
She has the staff.
She's got money, and she can afford to have it cleaned every time. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like a really nice leather, and, it gets...
I guess. I don't know.
Polished up.
But I was just blinded by the luggage. Poor Ken is the luggage carrier, dog walker, pooper scooper extraordinaire.
Well, he loves Jiggy just as much, if not more, than Lisa.
Right?
So he will do whatever it takes to
Jiggy
take care
is
of
super
Jiggy.
cute, though. You must admit.
He is,
Isn't he?
This little,
poor little alopecia dog.
His little fluff around his head and his tail.
I just want to just squoze him. I just want to squoze him. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Eileen a little bit, too. When she was kind of talking about going back to The Young and the Restless. Mm-hmm. Talking about her work on the soap. She's been the same character, Ashley Abbott, for 17 years. I sort of remember Ashley Abbott from back in the day.
I never really watched soap operas.
Yeah.
So.
I think I taped them back then. It was like VCR, and watched it when I got home.
I watched a season or maybe 2 of General Hospital when I was in college because my roommates were into it.
Was that the Rick Springfield days?
Oh, no.
Okay.
This was when Ricky Martin was on General Hospital.
Oh, I love
And I remember
Ricky
Rena
Martin.
Sofer was like...
Yeah, I
the
love
chick with
Rena
the New York
Sofer.
accent. Yeah, so she was like his manager or whatever. So I kind of got into the show because my roommates were watching it. And I would happen to be back at the dorms by the time my classes were finished. So yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I'm like, oh my God, Ricky Martin.
I know. She bangs. Anyway.
Well, that was way before She Bangs. But
exactly. Yes. I found out something through that whole thing that I never knew. Is this a soap opera thing that you can totally take your kids to work? What do they have, soap opera daycare?
Well, I guess she was able to bring a nanny or something to help watch, because she had her own dressing room, so she can kind of...
I guess the nanny, hangs out there and watches the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then she'd come in between takes or however many scenes she had to do. And I don't imagine, well, depending on the storyline, I guess, but I don't imagine that she would have to be there 5 days a week, right?
No, just on the days that they're shooting her. But how hilarious when she was talking about when he was a baby and she would hear him crying off in the distance and her milk would come in. Oh my gosh.
And she's like, and I'd keep on filming.
Right? How can you imagine doing that in front of the camera? I would just be like... Well,
I'm sure she had pads and everything just kind of protect everything.
I know, but still, I would be so distracted.
Well, that's the mark of a true actor. No matter chaos could be going on behind the scenes, but, you show up and do your job. Exactly. Method acting, whatever you want to call it. She's in the zone. No, that's great that she had the opportunity to bring her son in. I thought it was funny when she was bringing him to whatever taping she had to do, and she's telling him, like, oh, do you remember this? When you used to do that and all this?
And he's thinking, I was 3. What?
Yeah, I don't remember. Mom. I was a baby.
So, and then we see Yolanda and David. Okay, David Foster, he's kind of growing on me.
Is he?
I'm just seeing the softer side of him, right? Not this
right.
Don't sing while I'm talking. Please.
I would imagine that he saw his scenes after that first season or whatever season Yolanda was introduced, 2 years ago, a year ago? And he probably realized, oh crap, I didn't show my best side. You know?
Exactly.
He truly could have been annoyed with Taylor, though. I mean, who wouldn't?
Well, yeah, they were kind of dorks that night, right? But still, he just did come off a little bit,
Yeah, but I will say that, I think it's pretty cool with regards to Yolanda's situation. She's still really good friends with her ex, Mohammed, who's the father of the kids.
Oh, that whole thing is amazing. How would you like to have an ex that you... Seriously, you're still a part of their lives and, especially when kids are involved, because you've got to deal with so much stuff with your kids. And if you don't have an ex that, they really seem like they still love each other. Not in that way, but, they're there for each other. Right. David and Mohammed share all these kind of things, when it comes to stuff that comes up, which I thought was really cool. Yeah,
apparently David and Mohammed were on the phone, sorting things out and getting things organized and...
Sure.
And
which
just
I think not
is
wanting
great.
to call her and cut her trip short, which, she's such a nurturing person.
Right.
You could see it all over her face. She's like, I just want to get out of here. Love this yacht. Love you. but I got to get back to my
kid. I got to go.
Exactly.
No, I even from, I think the first season when she was on, when she was saying like, oh, Muhammad's my ex. And although they don't really talk about why they split up or, the reasons behind it. Oh, I don't remember. What happened?
He's a big fat cheater.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Please, look at all the babes he hangs out with, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
I get the feeling he's got a little bit of a wandering eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, based on that, I'm sure Yolanda got a crapola ton of money. Because he's not exactly you've seen his house. Like, it's an amazing house.
Yeah.
So.
But I like Shiva. I like his fiance now. Even though she's a kindergartner, I think they're good together. So, yeah. I thought
if it works for maybe he's relaxed, maybe he's calmed down, maybe he's
sowing all of the oats he can sow.
Maybe. But hey, the thing is, I think it's a good deal that Yolanda and Muhammad are still on good terms, or maybe she wanted it that way.
Yeah.
And just figured, it's going to be best, and they came to appreciate each other.
I think it's great to just have those kind of amicable separations when, you loved this person dearly at one time. Hopefully it's one person at a time. You love this person deeply. I know I've been through ugly breakups, so I get it. But, after so many years of being together, it would be nice to be able to still honor that person, right? In the midst of your heartbreak. So, anyway.
I guess and I guess enough time's gone on that they've just kind of moved on. Oh, well, obviously they've each moved on. I mean, she's remarried and...
To the love of her
I
life.
think it's cool that, the stepdad and the biological dad can... become friendly with each other and be able to work together and sort out any kind of issues if Yolanda's not there. So...
Yeah. What'd you think of Yolanda's cute lunch she brought David?
I'm not entirely surprised because I think she's done this before.
I know, but it's so cute. She shows up with her little basket, little tablecloth, gingham napkins.
Disgustingly cute.
I know. I'm sorry. I just eat that stuff up. I think it's awesome. Sign me up.
Well, yes, that would be nice to have someone who does that for you.
Wouldn't it?
So. Kim's daughter gets married.
Yeah, the major thing with Kim. Well, and I loved the fact that Kim took Monty to the men's nail salon.
Yes.
And he was so cute. They've known each other since she was 19.
Yeah, and they were showing pictures of them back in the day, right?
And those pictures, that's how I remember her.
Yeah, because I do remember her from Escape from Witch Mountain.
And she did other stuff too, and I remember that look, right?
Oh, and she and Kyle looked so much alike back then, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they've all, they've grown up, and Kim still looks a lot like she did when she was a kid, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Kim looks different. I mean, Kyle, it's funny. I mean, they've each grown up, but when they were younger, you could totally tell that they were related.
Yeah.
Totally. They had the same look and the eyebrows and the face, that whole bit. So, it's kind of crazy.
Sisters, one blonde, one dark hair.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Kyle and Mauricio get back the night before the morning of the wedding.
That is crazy.
Right? And then trying to just pull it all together and go... Poor Portia looked totally comatose when she was standing there. She's like,
I know. I thought, wow. I mean, who knows how? I mean, I imagine because of Monty's situation with his diagnosis and everything, I wonder if the wedding got pushed up because of that. And it just so happened that, that's what I was thinking. Because at first I thought, oh my God, how horrible. You come back from a trip, you're so not rested, you did a long trip, and it's just one of those, like, your body is still, like, on this major time jet lag situation.
I don't know about you, it takes me at least a week to get it together. After traveling that far, it's like, I'm, wide awake at 1 a.m. and, comatose sleeping at 11.
It would take me, like, a day or two, and then I'm okay.
Really? You're good.
Well, maybe it depends on what time you get in, because... If you, I think it just depends, or you just mentally prepare yourself. Because when I came back from visiting my brother, I got back on a Sunday, and I think by that afternoon, I was like, okay, I'm ready for bed. And I try to hold out to like 8 p.m. here, but it felt like
just knuckle through it.
Yeah, well, I didn't work the next day. I took the next day off, so I wouldn't have to like rush to get into work. And I had to, it was just one of those like, okay, Australia to LA, right? It's a big slog. So, but you kind of mentally prepare yourself for it. So you just do what you need to do.
all of Lisa's friends and stuff came out to Palm Springs.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved when they said she's the heterosexual voice for the gay community. That totally made me start to cry. When they were sitting around the dinner table, yeah. Because we all have friends who are gay, right? And go through that process. But to have somebody like Lisa, who's, you know, so well known, and just to be able to, you know, I don't know, just champion the cause, and I just thought that was sweet.
No, I think it was a sweet tribute. And and didn't she say that she had a nephew who didn't come out until his grandmother passed away?
Oh, totally. Because you're, family rejection.
Yeah, I mean, I think, oh no, absolutely. I think times have changed for sure.
Yeah.
I had a friend who came out, and, you know, she was starting to tell people, I mean, I already figured she was, but it wasn't for me to say, well, let me know. But she told me that she had a hard time because her mom was super, super Catholic, and still is. But, I mean, I think she's finally come around to the fact that, well, listen, she has a daughter who is gay. So,
that's
but rough. I feel so horrible for my friend. Yeah, I'm hearing some of the things that her mom told her. Ugh. Brooke's new hubby, the goofy smile he had the entire time during the wedding ceremony. Kim's daughter, when she was getting married to her new son-in-law, he was just standing there like with this goofy grin on his face.
I thought they were cute, the way they were gazing at each other.
I just loved his goofy smile, and I was thinking, okay, how much of it is because he's just so delighted, and how much of it is because the cameras are there too, so he's trying to...
Oh, don't ruin it for me.
Oh, no. I mean, that's just me thinking. But no, I think he's super in love with Brooke, and I think it's adorable.
Exactly. No, I loved it. His name is Thayer, I think. So sweet.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even catch his name, but I was glad that he didn't drop her when he gave her a kiss at the end of the ceremony.
Course. That dip is so sexy.
It looked like he almost dropped her, but he didn't. He saved the day, and I was like, oh, thank God he didn't drop her, because she would have been pissed.
Seriously. That's awesome. Brandy's podcast.
Okay.
They show her with Vivica Fox.
Right.
Yeah, trying to be all PG and everything. And then Vivica... It
didn't last very long.
I know. Vivica comes out with the trash mouth and is just swearing up a storm.
And then Brandy just kind of got on the bandwagon. Like, okay, let's drop some too on my end.
Too funny.
That was kind of the boring part of the show, though, wasn't it?
What? Yeah. Yeah, it was. But I like Vivica, so it was kind of cool to see her. You know, I didn't realize she was 50, so...
Oh, she doesn't look it at all.
She looks great.
I don't think she's had Botox. No,
well, you know, black don't crack.
That's true.
I'm sorry. If you're blessed enough to have dark skin, it's good skin, man. That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @didthelletteru.watchit. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.